Welcome, everyone. My name is Erik Cave, and I'm the Director of Next Gen Ministries with the Pacific Northwest Conference. Today, I'm really excited to introduce you to my new friend. His name is Darren Begay. He is the Director of Slam Trips at Mending Wings. It's a ministry in Yakima, Washington. We've been close friends and allies for a long time, and we're going to give you a look into how you can get involved in the ministry that he's leading if you're interested. So, we'll get to that in a minute, though. So first off, welcome, Darren. Glad you're here. Why don't we begin? And I'd just love for you to share a little bit about your personal and ministry background with the rest of us.
When I was doing the youth ministry, I was noticing that there was something that wasn't really connecting, and that was leadership building that was happening to with younger men, at least out on the reservations. So that's kind of where the Lord really told me, like, okay, this is your ministry. This is what you are here for. And that's kind of when I started my ministry journey was working with the young men and just kind of counseling them and discipling them on how to just be like just all around just great leaders, not only the church but in their homes and in just overall society. I noticed that I needed to get a better handle on like my academic side of the
Mhm.
ministry. So I was gonna go to like Bible college and all that stuff. But right as I was going to get into Bible college, COVID hit. So I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
Mhm.
this is
Mhm.
this is
Mhm.
hard. And I ended up moving to Kansas, to go help a friend kind of build up his ministry for young men that are kind of just having a hard time, just building up halfway houses with him. And it was in that time is when I started to realize, like, man, I really want to get back into youth ministry, but not just youth ministry, but native ministry. And a few phone calls and a few trips out here to the Yakima reservation, and here I am. I'm the new Slam Trips director over here. I'm really enjoying it here. It's been a really blessing to be up here. Not only to disciple the young men here, but also to just learn how to just decolonize my faith and
Mhm.
have it be more of a cultural thing instead of it be just an evangelical type of ministry that I'm usually used to.
Good. Well, I'm so glad you're here. It's been fun to get to know you on the phone, and I got to meet at Midwinter in a few different ways. So tell us about slam trips and what are you passionate about?
What I'm really passionate about is discipleship for young Native men. And the part that really brought that upon me was this statistic that says young Native men between the ages of 14 to 35 are 5 times more likely to commit suicide than any other race.
Mhm.
And the window from them making the decision to commit to them actually doing it is 7 hours.
Wow.
And comparing that to every other culture and every other race and every other culture, they have a window of 2 weeks. What brings on this mindset is just the addictive mentality that we have out here. A young Native man has 20 times more likely to get addicted to some type of substance out here on the reservations than anywhere
Wow.
else in the world,
Wow.
which is completely insane.
Hmm.
I was blessed enough to have like really godly men in my corner to help me in those times when I was feeling those things. And that's something that I just want to give to these young men so that way they can have somebody that they can fall back onto when those hard times come. Out here, young men are not really they're almost, I guess you could say, lacking that sense of leadership. And that's what really sprung this slam trips idea, because this will give me prime opportunity to get these young men and kind of run them through a program for themselves as staff members for me, and teach them that this is how you work.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
how you just become leaders, not only in the church but in the community. That's really what I'm passionate about. And that's kind of like the ministry that I'm focusing on here. Yeah, it's been a very blessing to have these young men come in and say like, I really trust you and I want to know more.
Oh, that's great. So, just kind of quickly, if you don't mind, tell us what is SLAM, and if people want to get involved, how would they do so?
Yeah, so SLAM is an acronym that stands for Students Learning About Missions, and what it is we are simply wanting to open up we're wanting to open up and rewrite the whole short-term mission trips when it comes to native reservations. In the past, it's been churches come onto a reservation, whether they are invited or not, and they come and they just kind of throw their whole ideology of like, oh, this is how you worship God. They have this big grandiose altar call at the end where the kids get saved, and then everybody feels great about themselves. At the end of it, then they take all their pictures and say, "Oh, I feel so great that we were able to help these young people," and then they leave and they never come back. And then these kids are just kind of just standing there like, okay, I gave my life to Christ and I gave my life to God. What do I do now? And then another team comes in and does the exact same thing all over with them. What a lot of people don't really realize about that is that although it makes the mission people feel really good, it's very damaging for these young people and their psyche and having them believe this idea that they are unworthy and that they are unclean and they are constantly having to be saved by other people. So that's what we're trying to get away from. That's where we as Mending Wings we came up with Slam, and Slam is where we invite the church out, and it's you guys come and do a service and learning program or a service and learning trip through us where we invite you guys out and you guys come with just a learning heart, and you simply just run through the program and just simply do life with us. And we go and we help out in the community. We go and help the elders, and we have some cultural learning experiences where we bring in the elders and they teach stories of how Creator has blessed us and all of these other different virtues that we talk about. That's kind of this the overall summary of what Slam really is.
So I know we have several of our churches that send usually student groups to participate in SLAM trips in the summers, and I assume that there's opportunity for people to do so even this summer if they want to, right? Where do people go to get more information?
The easiest way that you can get a hold of anybody is just go to the website, slamtrips.com would be the easiest way for you to send us your contact information so that way I can get a hold of you.
All right. Well, we've come to the end of our time, Darren, and I'm really glad to have the opportunity to introduce you to hear about your ministry and your passion and SLAM trips. I hope that people will consider coming out and hanging out with you this summer. I think it'll be a really good opportunity. So thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.